Noah, you're still living with Mom and Dad?
Oh, sis, why are you texting me all of a sudden? What's wrong with living with my parents?
It's pretty obvious. Judging from the way you reply, I guess you're still with them.
I am, but what's your problem?
Move out within a week.
Huh?
I'm going home soon.
Huh? You're coming back? Aren't you going overboard for telling me to move out just because you're visiting?
Hey, I'm not just visiting. I'm giving birth.
Huh? What? You were pregnant?
Yep, I'm still 4 months in, but my husband is going on a long business trip, so he won't be home. I decided to spend the rest of my pregnancy with my parents.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I never told you.
Don't tell me you haven't told our parents too.
Yeah, I haven't told them.
If you're coming home, you better give us an explanation first. You are always selfish. Because of you, it's us who end up in trouble. You have to stop.
Well, I already arrived at the station.
Huh?
My suitcase is really heavy, so I'm getting a taxi. You pay the fee for me.
You're already here?
Yep.
You're so selfish.
I just got in my taxi, so you tell Dad about me, okay?
You serious? You're really selfish.
Hey, Noah? Looks like you still haven't started packing to move out. I hope at least you're done with looking for a new apartment. I don't care if you come crying to me. You're leaving next week no matter what.
What is it all of a sudden?
I already told you, you have to leave within a week.
Why do I have to be the one to leave?
Huh?
You still have your room that you used to live in when you were single. Mom cleaned it up for you in a rush. You already have a place to stay. There's no need for me to leave.
Gosh, I can't believe you. You've never had a girlfriend your whole life.
Huh?
You want me, who's pregnant, to live with a germ like you?
Germ?
Even if you're my brother, I don't want to stay with a filthy, jobless guy like you.
What? I take a shower every day, change my clothes every day, and clean my room regularly. What makes me look filthy to you? First of all, how dare you call me jobless? I have a job.
Okay, are you done making excuses?
Excuses?
I know you want to say that you're working from home on your computer, so you're not jobless. Who would believe that excuse that all jobless guys use?
I really work from home.
I'm telling you, I don't believe you. Come on, stop lying.
You don't even try to listen.
I'm just telling you the truth. It's a good opportunity for you to learn how to live independently. You should move out from our parents' house, look for a job, and learn how to make a living like a normal adult.
Did you tell Mom and Dad about that?
Nope.
I knew it.
Even if I told them, they're just gonna spoil you and take your side. You better get ready quickly while I'm still talking nicely to you. After that, I'll tell them that you regretted being dependent on them and decided to move out.
Well, I don't really care about that, but let me check with you about something. If I move out now, I'm never coming back. Are you sure you're okay with that?
Of course I'm fine. I'm sure Mom and Dad would thank me happily. So you just go get ready without worrying much and move out.
Hey, sis, where did you put the envelope that was in my room?
That's not important. Hurry up and leave. What was inside that envelope? I don't know what you're doing, but there were so many drawings of girls inside. Disgusting.
They're materials for my work. I knew you took it. Give it back to me now.
They were disgusting. I ripped them and had the truck collect them as garbage today.
What did you say? I was gonna use them for my meeting I had today with my clients. I have to print them out again now. What are you thinking?
It's your fault for having something so disgusting.
Gosh, I never thought that something like this would happen because I can't lock the door of my room.
You should just move out. Just thinking about you living in the same house as me has bad effects on my baby.
I was just about to leave, but I think I'm gonna have to leave later because you ripped all the drawings inside the envelope.
Huh? Really? Oops, I shouldn't have done that.
Listen, don't you ever come into my room again!
If you're moving out, I won't say anything more. Now I can finally spend my pregnancy peacefully.
What?
What did you do?
What are you talking about?
Did you tell my husband? You absolutely didn't have to.
I had no other choice. You kicked me out of the house. Don't be so mad about me complaining to my brother-in-law.
I am in so much trouble because you reached out to him.
What trouble?
My husband and his parents are here. I thought I was safe after lying about it to our parents.
Oh, I guess I was right.
Huh?
I kinda knew. I was guessing that you came back because you got divorced.
Huh?
And the baby you're pregnant with, the baby father is not your husband.
Hey!
He found out about your affair and you got pregnant with the other guy's baby, so you ran away because you didn't want to pay for compensation.
Shut up.
You told our parents that your husband cheated on you and he might win custody over the baby because of financial reasons. I bet you came up with a good excuse to let you stay. Who's taking advantage here?
Wait a minute. When did you exchange numbers with my husband? How come? I thought you barely interacted with him.
Oh, yeah, I came across him at work.
Work? I thought you were jobless.
I'm not jobless. Your husband works at a publishing company, right? I work as the illustrator of some of the novels they publish. When I visited the company for a meeting, I ran into him in the lobby and we exchanged contacts there.
Huh?
Let me tell you another thing. The drawings you ripped the other day were the character design for the new novel, and I got them ready for a meeting we had.
What the hell? My husband didn't tell me anything.
I guess he was already suspicious about your affair.
Huh?
Well, I had no idea back then. When I complained about you kicking me out of the house to your husband, he told me that you weren't really back to give birth, but because you actually had no choice.
What?
Oh, there's one more thing I want to tell you.
What?
The house you're living in now, it's actually under our aunt's name.
Huh? Auntie?
Dad's sister.
Huh? Why?
Dad got fired because of a layoff at his company.
Fired?
Well, considering the stagnating economy, I'm kind of sympathetic towards the company, but the problem is what happened after that.
Huh?
I guess he went a bit crazy. There was a time when he got obsessed with gambling. He has a debt of $3 million now.
3 million?
My aunt came to our rescue and she paid back the debt on his behalf. In return, the house became her possession. She had a requirement. She'd kick us out if we mess up again.
I didn't know all of this.
Well, we've been able to live a peaceful life until now, thanks to her, but because you suddenly came home, our peaceful lives were disrupted.
Huh?
After you kicked me out, Dad and Mom didn't even bother to worry about me. They told the neighbors that they didn't need me if that's what it takes to live with their grandchild. And Auntie heard about that. I'm sure that she'll demand you guys move out soon.
No way. Why?
It's all because you kicked me out, you lazy sister!
Oh, no.
Oh, also, the $150,000 I've been transferring to the family's bank account every month for living expenses?
Huh?
I already moved out, so I'll stop transferring.
No way. You were giving them that much every month?
Yup. Dad's only been working part-time since he got fired, and Mom refuses to work, saying her menopause is affecting her health too much. So I guess they're counting on your income now.
Huh? Wait a minute, I don't have a job.
Then why don't you get one?
Wait!
I have to go back to work.
Hey, Noah, you can move back in with us.
Nope.
Huh?
Bye. Just in case, to make sure that they're still alive, I haven't blocked their contact yet. In addition to the compensation money my sister has to pay her ex-husband, she has to make all the money for their living expenses, including for our parents and her baby. The expenses required to take care of the baby and the rent for the house they had to move into. All the updates from her is basically her asking me to lend her money. It's easy to help, but I know that wouldn't help her and our parents in the long run, so I've been leaving her on read. Plus, because she doesn't know who the baby's father is, she couldn't ask anyone for child support. But my niece did nothing wrong, so when she finds her passion in the future, I plan to save up some money now to support her.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Ava, are you out being a boring business girl yet again today? I'm sure you meant that to be a funny diss or something, but you're the only one that's laughing right now. Must mean you have nothing going on, like usual. Oh, well, I'll have you know that I'm actually super busy right now. So busy, in fact, that you should be thankful I'm taking the time to talk with you now. Even though you aren't working a job, are you at least busy enough to help Mom with her hospital bills now that she's back in the hospital again? Because right now, I'm the only one that's been doing anything to support her through this battle. I don't have to work for myself or any of you guys. I already get enough from Dad's inheritance as it is, so I'm fine. You do realize that you took most of that money from Mom, so it's not something to brag about. If I remember correctly, the amount he gave to you in his will disappeared in a matter of days, right? Did you end up spending all of that on different guys or something? And that's why Mom allowed you to have some of her money? Yeah, I sure did spend it going out with some other men, but what's wrong with that? And either way, it would eventually become my money once she's gone. Oh, and you decided to give up your inheritance to Mom, right? I suppose when you work a lot and have no free time to spend any of your earnings, there's no point in getting an inheritance anyway. So why not let me have more money if you're not going to spend it? I never said that I gave any of that money given to me away. Please stop trying to overstep your boundaries and make up lies about what I say, okay? And by the way, don't you think you should come to see Mom in the hospital at some point? She's been asking to have us both here as we're her only family, and it's lonely without the two of us. I don't really care to at the moment, and luckily I have you to be by her side for me. After all, you are way too serious to do anything besides be by Mom's side, you loser. That's probably the reason why Jason cheated on you as well. What are you on about? Are you telling me that you found out that Jason is cheating on me? Because I told him to keep all of that a secret so we didn't get questioned anymore. It's not just that I found out about it, but the fact that he's cheating on you for me. Huh? You really never knew about that? Thank goodness I finally told you, or you'd be stuck wondering about that forever, and it would make things harder to explain when we decide we want to get married. Guess that's what happens when you're too busy for your own man, though, huh? Ew, what the hell? You already had a time where you were messing around with other people's husbands, yet you still didn't learn your lesson then when you were found out about? And this time you've gone after my husband? How far are you planning to go with all of this bull crap? Well, come on. Jason told me that you were never home to spend time with him, so he was getting fed up with the time he was wasting. And so when I realized all of that, I flirted with him a little, and he sure did take that bait real quick. It must have been months since you two did anything with each other as well, because our first night out, he was on top of me faster than I could have ever imagined. What? And now, Jason and I are in the middle of getting ready for a little romantic vacation together. We decided to take a trip out to the Bahamas to stay at a resort and get all comfortable with each other, if you know what I mean. What the frick? We plan to be here for 2 weeks, so don't expect to see us for a little while, and don't even try contradicting one of us. Not only are you going to tell me you're making love to my husband, but now you're saying you guys went on a romantic trip? And where the heck are you getting the money to go on that trip? You don't have that kind of money right now, right? What are you talking about? I have the money from Dad, but this time Jason told me that the trip was on him. Wait, Jason's paying? Oh, we're about to be flying out of the country, so we both won't be able to text you for a little while. Wait. And once we have Wi-Fi, I'm still keeping my phone off because I don't want this trip wasted listening to you complain all the time. But our mom is in the hospital right now. The doctor even told me that right now is looking pretty difficult for her and that she'll need to be here for a while to get all of the treatments she needs. You do realize that doctors are always blowing that crap out of proportion just so they can get all of the extra money from those needless operations, so I'm not worried. But you still don't understand that, so you'll just have to waste all your money on nothing. Mia! See you later! Jason, what the hell have you been doing with my little sister? Going after my sister like that while you are married to me is frickin' ridiculous.
Crap! I thought I turned off my phone for the time being, but I must have just put it to sleep for a little bit.
Well, thank God for that. So are you going to explain to me now what the hell is going on with you two? Are you actually cheating on me with my little sister?
Sure am. Turns out that I love Mia now. I've never felt myself so attracted to a woman until now, and man, does it feel amazing.
You're just going to brag about how much you love her right in front of me? Well, we'll get to all of this later. Right now, my sisters and my mom is in the hospital, and that would be your mother-in-law. Do you really think right now is the time to be having an affair with my sister in the Bahamas?
Stop trying to act like I'll start feeling bad about her being in the hospital while I'm trying to have fun here.
Seriously?
All right, I think that's enough of you already for today.
Wait, Jason.
I want to spend these next few weeks focusing on Mia, and even losing a second of that listening to you is such a waste. So go ahead and enjoy your time sitting in the hospital waiting for her to get better. And how about if you enjoy it a little for your sister and I as well? And on a final note, when we get back, we are getting divorced right away.
Ah, is that so? Well, don't act like this will all be over by the time you're both back. Ava, I'm home. I'm back in the country now, so I've decided to turn my phone back on for you. Mia? I can't believe how awesome those 2 weeks with Jason were in the Bahamas. He sure is such a compassionate and loving man. And so, now that we're back, your time is up and you need to get going on packing your things and leaving this house. It's all your fault. It is all your fault that Mom passed away. The day that you two turned off your phones was the day things took a turn for the worst with Mom. And to add to that, the funeral for her is already over with. And the burial and everything is also finished. What? What are you talking about now? And why are you acting like this is all my fault? You know how 3 months ago Mom had already become pretty ill and was having trouble living on her own, right? Well, before Dad passed away, he had given Mom a ring to wear to remember him by. And so when she was in the hospital, she planned on wearing that ring to have a sense of him still being beside her. However, when she looked inside the ring box for said ring, it was not in there. And just like that, Mom had started to head downhill. But do you know what really broke her heart? It was the note that was left in there saying that the ring was going to waste, so it had to be sold for some good money. And just as I thought, that note was written in your dang handwriting. Ah. And so the very next day, after she had lost all hope, she breathed her final breath. Do you understand the despair you created for Mom after taking away the only thing that kept her attached to Dad? I was able to call all around town to see if there were any jewelry stores that had the ring, but by the time I had finally found where it was and had them send it to us, it was too late. And that is such a crappy story that there's no way Mom dying could be seen as my fault. And no matter what you try and say, that ring was going to be mine eventually. The only thing that happened was the timing of me selling it was a bit too soon. I don't think so. All of Mom's things that you expected to get from her were never going to go to you. Huh? I was under the impression that you didn't want to inherit any of her things, and since I'm the only other sister, I'd be allowed to have all her things. I think I told you that I never made that promise with her things. Then how the heck do you know that she wasn't giving me anything? Because I have Mom's will right here with me. Huh? It says here that instead of giving you anything in the will, she wanted to keep it all away from you as a way of you paying her back for selling her precious ring. Huh? And don't think that this document isn't official because I watched her write it all. And not only that, her lawyer was with us when writing everything down, so it's a legal document saying that everything is to go to me after she passes. Really? This all has to be a joke, right? Everything I'm telling you right now is a fact, Mia. And I made sure to have this paperwork all dealt with while you were on vacation with my husband having an affair, so now there is no point in trying to rewrite anything. What the? So now, before you try to run away from this, hurry up and get back here. And if you still want to run away, at least run all the way to hell or something, because it is about time you realize all your sins and pay for them. Please, Ava, what is this all about Jason not being the CEO of his company? Why the hell are you the CEO? Oh, so you're on about that now, huh? Well, that's why I thought it was so funny that you said that Jason had paid for your guys' trip to the Bahamas. Hey, why did he lie to me? And why are you the CEO? Wasn't that company the one that Jason's father founded and led? So shouldn't that make Jason the CEO right now? Right. Half a year ago, Jason was the CEO of this company. Huh? Then why are you now the CEO of that company? Well, it turns out that Jason wasn't really meant to be a leader of any company, as he just couldn't keep up with the workload. And so I was later told that if I wanted to, I could take his place and lead the company. Of course, the company was a bit concerned by this option at first, but when they realized I was the only one that could keep the company from collapsing, they came to me and asked. Of course, after the change, Jason was allowed to stay in the company as an employee, but his ego was way too big and he quit a few days after. And ever since then, Jason has been relying on me to bring in all the money into our household. In other words, he's like a freeloader. Yeah, he doesn't work and lives off me. Wait, but that's really bad for me then. I was hoping that he'd be willing to pay for me now that I have no money, but that hope is long gone. I just can't believe that he was relying on you. Yeah, and by the way, I'd really like you to pay me back for that ring you stole, okay? All in one payment if you don't mind. Wait, I can't do that now. Well, you sold that ring without even telling anyone, so I'd like my money back just as easily as it was stolen from me. But I just thought that Jason would have the money to pay Mom or you back someday. That's why I went and sold it thinking everything would be fine. But now that I know he has no money and no job, everything has changed for me. I'm not going to start feeling bad just because your stupid plan didn't work out for you. Oh, and along with all of this, I've gone ahead and sold Mom's house since she gave it to me. Huh? So if you've gone back there thinking you could stay there, then you have until next week to get out, okay? But Ava! What's up, my ex-husband?
What do you mean, ex-husband?
I already handed in all the divorce paperwork.
Crap! You handed that all in?
Huh? You thought I wouldn't divorce you after all you've done to me?
Well?
The fact that I didn't even divorce you after learning you were with someone else was rare of me. But after having that affair with my own little sister?
I just thought that you'd let me be because I gave you that position as CEO, and I thought that was more than enough.
Didn't you tell me 6 months ago that if you didn't find a new place to work after you left, it was okay for me to leave you? Well, those 6 months are over, and I still haven't even seen you try to work a job. Instead, just going out with Mia and spending all my money.
Well, but...
I'm not screwing around with you anymore, Jason. That was the promise you made to me half a year ago, so it's time we ended things between us. So I don't even want to hear a single complaint from that hole of yours about me being unfair to you.
But...
Now that I have made myself clear, I'd like you to go ahead and pay off that settlement.
Well, but I have no money.
I thought your dad had shown you a place that was hiring.
I don't want to work for that stupid factory out in the middle of the industrial park. And I've heard that the boss there doesn't like to hire people that get divorced over being unfaithful.
Oh, that lady? Isn't that the lady that tried to talk with you a while back? Well, aren't you so happy that you can try and get her to support you? Just lie about the divorce we had and say it was my fault, and then maybe she'll marry you as your sugar mama.
No way! Please, Ava, I'd like for us to get back together.
No thanks. The agonizing life of having to pay for their sins finally began. It wasn't just karma catching up to them. It was the slow, grinding punishment that seeps into every corner of your life, suffocating you bit by bit until there's nothing left but regret and the bitter taste of your own mistakes. At first, I watched their downfall from a distance, almost in disbelief. These were the people I had once trusted, once loved, the ones who had smiled in my face while stabbing me in the back. I couldn't look away, even if part of me wanted to. It was like watching the final act of a tragedy I had never asked to star in. But now it was no longer my tragedy, it was theirs, and I was content to stand at the edge of the stage, arms folded, watching as the curtains fell. Let's begin with my little sister Mia. If there was ever someone who thought the world existed to serve her, it was Mia. My sister had always been the type who acted first and never thought about the consequences. She loved the thrill of it all, the attention, the chaos, the drama. She wore recklessness like a crown, and for a while it worked. She got what she wanted. She played with people like puppets, bending them to her will, discarding them when she got bored. She believed herself untouchable, unstoppable, invincible. But life has a way of humbling even the most arrogant of souls. And when that moment finally came for Mia, it was brutal. For a long time, she had been living under our mother's roof, running wild, disappearing for days at a time. She thought she was untouchable, hiding behind the walls of the house where we had both grown up, using it as her fortress of lies and manipulation. She surrounded herself with men, luring them each into her little web of deceit. Each one thought they were special, that they were the only one, but the truth was, they were just numbers to her, placeholders to keep her entertained. She had no respect for them or their families, no regard for the lives she was tearing apart in the process. Eventually, though, the truth surfaced. It always does. One by one, the wives and girlfriends of the men Mia had been sleeping with started connecting the dots. The lies unraveled, and the fury that followed was nothing short of an inferno. Lawsuits came pouring in, legal threats, demands for compensation. It was chaos. And Mia, who once strutted around like a queen, suddenly found herself trapped in the rubble of her own kingdom. When the dust finally settled, the financial cost of her recklessness hit her like a freight train. $150,000. That's what she owed. An amount that might as well have been $1 million for someone like her. The fear in her eyes when the final numbers came in, I wish I could say I felt sorry for her, but I didn't. She had earned every cent of that debt. It was the price of playing with other people's hearts and lives like they were toys. And just when she thought it couldn't get worse, reality hit her again, harder this time. Jason, the man she thought was her ticket out of this mess, told her he was leaving her. But Mia, ever the manipulator, had already made the decision to cut him loose. He had no more value to her. His pockets were empty, his status worthless. He was no longer the golden goose she had tricked him into thinking he was. So they parted ways, both of them bitter and empty-handed, blaming each other for the ruins they stood in. From what little I hear, Mia is still out there somewhere, clawing for scraps, trying to earn enough to pay off what she owes. But I'm not part of her world anymore. I cut her off entirely. I don't answer her calls. I don't respond to her messages. She's on her own, and as much as it stings to say it, that's where she belongs now. She made her bed, and now she has to lie in it, without me there to soften the blow. Now, let's move on to Jason, my ex-husband, the man who stood at the altar and made promises he never intended to keep, the man who looked me in the eyes and told me he loved me while he was betraying me behind my back. When everything fell apart, I made sure he understood that our chapter was closed for good. The house we had once shared, it was under my name, and I made damn sure he would never set foot in it again. But I didn't stop there. I didn't just kick him out. I sent all his belongings to that factory boss's wife, the woman he had been having an affair with. I wanted them to face each other, to have no choice but to confront the mess they had made. I imagined the awkward conversations they'd have as they unpacked the boxes together. It was petty, I'll admit it, but it felt good. It felt like the kind of petty justice that fit perfectly with the crimes they committed. A few days later, I got a payment from her. She paid off every penny Jason owed me. I didn't even have to chase him for it. She wrote the check, probably to make sure I stayed out of their lives. Fine by me. They could have each other. They could rot together in the little fantasy world they built on lies and betrayal. And now Mia and Jason are both stuck in their own personal hells, isolated, bitter, full of resentment. Their lives are exactly what they deserve, empty, lonely, and suffocating. They burned every bridge they ever had, and now they get to live in the ashes. And me? I get to walk away, knowing I'll never have to see their faces again. That is its own kind of freedom. But there was still one last thing I had to do, one last tie to the past that I needed to sever before I could finally move on with my life. The ring. My mother's ring. The one my father gave her when they were young, when they still believed in things like love and loyalty. That ring had meant everything to her. It was a symbol of a bond that no one could break, a reminder of the life they had built together. And after everything that happened, I couldn't stand to see it sitting in a box, gathering dust, becoming nothing more than a reminder of pain and betrayal. So I wrapped it up carefully, placed it in a little velvet box, and drove to the cemetery. It was a cold day, gray skies hanging heavy overhead. The air smelled like rain. I sat by her grave, the weight of everything that had happened pressing down on me. I told her everything, every betrayal, every lie, every heartbreak. I told her how Mia and Jason had finally gotten what they deserved. I told her how justice had been served in the most fitting way possible. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like she was listening, like she was sitting there beside me, nodding, maybe even laughing a little at the absurdity of it all. I dug a small hole next to her headstone and placed the ring inside. I whispered to her that now she could have it back. Now she could feel close to Dad again. Maybe it was silly. Maybe it was pointless, but in that moment, it felt right. It felt like closure. As I stood there, staring at the little patch of dirt where the ring now rested, I realized something. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't bitter. I wasn't haunted by the ghosts of what could have been. For the first time in what felt like forever, I was free. Free from them, free from the past, free from the weight of carrying their sins on my back. I walked away from the graveyard that day with my head held high. The city lights flickered in the distance, a reminder that life moves on, no matter how broken we feel inside. And as I walked toward my car, I smiled. I had survived the storm. I had weathered every betrayal, every heartbreak, every knife in the back. And now, finally, I could let it all go. I was done being their victim. I was done clinging to the past. I was ready to live again. But even as I walked away from that grave, as the cold wind tugged at my coat and the sky above threatened rain, something inside me trembled. There was relief, yes, a weight lifted, but there was also something else lingering in the quiet, a hollow, aching stillness. I had spent so long consumed by revenge, by bitterness, by the need to make them pay, that now I wasn't sure what to do with myself. For months, maybe years, my life had revolved around anger. It had been the fuel that got me out of bed, that pushed me forward when I wanted to crumble. And now that it was over, I stood there in the emptiness, uncertain. The truth was, letting go was harder than I thought it would be. I sat in my car for a long time, hands gripping the steering wheel, staring at the cemetery gates. I thought about my mother, about how she had spent her entire life devoted to a family that, in the end, betrayed her memory. How she had loved us, protected us, believed the best in us, even when we didn't deserve it. And maybe that was the cruelest part of it all, that she died never knowing how far we had fallen. Or maybe, in some way, she always knew. Maybe she saw it coming and tried to protect me from it. I leaned my head back against the seat, closed my eyes, and breathed. For the first time in a long time, I let the tears come. They slid down my cheeks silently, like apologies whispered to no one. I wasn't crying for Mia or Jason. I wasn't even crying for my mother. I was crying for myself, for the girl I used to be, the one who believed in happy endings, in loyalty, in love that lasted. That girl was gone now. She had been shattered by betrayal, and what remained was someone harder, colder, sharper around the edges.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Josie, your amazing, superior big sister has a very important announcement to make. MJ? Is that you? Of course it's me, your one and only big sister, the college graduate who still bothers to check in on her poor, expelled from high school little sister. You should feel honored, really. I mean, I'm doing you a favor. Wow, haven't heard from you in ages, and you come in swinging like nothing's changed, huh? Impressive, real classy. So no matter how much you hate to hear it, we live in two completely different social worlds now, Josie. You're at the very bottom, and I'm staring at the top. You should at least show some respect when you speak to me. And this isn't just a random flex call, is it? If you've got something to say, just spit it out. I'm actually busy over here, believe it or not. Straight to the point, are we? Fine, fine. I'm getting married, okay? Oh, wow. So there was someone out there willing to marry you, huh? Color me shocked. Excuse me? No, really. I mean, what a surprise. You've got some nerve, sis. You, who didn't even graduate, still unmarried, still stuck at the bottom of the barrel. What right do you have to mock me? Me? Mocking? You must be imagining things. Listen up, brat. My fiancé? He's a department manager at the hottest IT company in the industry right now. Elite salary, fast-tracked career path, you name it. He's way out of your league, obviously. It's all thanks to my college degree, something a dropout like you could never even dream of. Looks like the gap between us is just going to get even bigger, huh? Sorry about that. Yeah, you sure sound sorry. If you're gonna laugh at the end, maybe don't bother with the fake apology. Ugh! Are you seriously too dense to recognize when you're being insulted? God, this is why I say you're hopeless. And this is why I can't take you seriously. I mean, your insults are so stale, I have to insult you back just to keep myself awake. What did you say? Wow, look at us getting off track. Didn't you say you had something important to tell me? Or was this just your usual superiority parade? You're the one derailing things and not me. Okay, my bad. So, let me guess. You're getting married and you're about to tell me I'm not invited to any of the wedding events, right? Wouldn't want your bottom-feeding sister embarrassing you, huh? Sorry to disappoint you, but it's the opposite. You are invited. Wait, what? Really? Yeah, really. Turns out my fiancé works with one of my old classmates and, well, he knows I have a sister, so there's no hiding you. I see. So that's why you're stuck with me, huh? We're doing the family introduction this Saturday at noon. You will be there. Hold up. This Saturday? Are you kidding me? Did I not tell you I'm in Arizona right now? That's like a 3-hour flight, MJ. You couldn't have given me more notice? Doesn't matter. You're coming. His family is super traditional and takes this stuff seriously. Grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, everyone's going to be there. Wow. You're really going all out on this one, huh? Exactly. Think of it as your chance to help me pass this very critical first test in my journey to becoming Mrs. Elite. So suck it up and cooperate. Fine. I had other plans, but I guess I'll make it work somehow. That's the spirit. Oh, and just so we're clear, don't open your mouth unless absolutely necessary, okay? I don't need your dropout status ruining my image. Yeah. I'll just show up, stand there, and keep my mouth shut, right? Anyway, I gotta get back to work. Later. Seriously? How dare she act so smug when she's the one stuck at the bottom of the food chain? Hey, Josie, what the hell was that just now? Why were you chatting it up with my fiancé like you two are old buddies? I step away for 1 second and you're already sneaking around behind my back? Even if you do know him from before, isn't there such a thing as boundaries? Or wait, don't tell me you got jealous, huh? Saw how handsome, successful, and perfect he is, and suddenly you thought, maybe I can snatch him from myself. This is exactly why I say people like you, high school dropouts at the bottom of the food chain, have no sense of decency. Wow, still playing the middle school insults card, huh? You really went all in back there during the family intro, too. Telling his parents and grandparents I'm just your embarrassing dropout sister who doesn't count as family? Or that having someone like me in your bloodline is a disgrace. You really do love showing off, don't you? Of course I do. And let me make something crystal clear. You even think about making a move on my fiancé, and I will never forgive you. Relax, I'm not like you, you know. I don't make a habit of stealing other people's boyfriends. What did you say? Come on, MJ, we both know the stories. I mean, I didn't date anyone back when I was still living at home, so you never had a chance to stab me in the back directly. But everyone in town knew you had a thing for borrowing your friends as boyfriends. And not just once or twice, right? It was, what, your hobby? So what if I did? If I wanted something, I took it. That's how winners operate. Good for you. All I'm saying is you don't have to worry about me doing that. I'm not like you. I don't need to cling to someone else's leftovers to feel superior. You better not say a single unnecessary word to my fiancé. If I find out you've been filling his head with crap about me, I swear, Josie, I will make you regret it. Relax, I'm not doing anything. I'm not saying anything. Trust me, I have zero interest in your perfect little fairy tale life. Good. Just remember your place. Yeah. Anyway, I've got somewhere to be. Unlike some people, I don't have time to obsess over appearances all day. Later. Ugh, she's so damn smug for someone who's barely scraping by. What a joke. Josie, pick up your damn phone right now. Whoa, calm down, MJ. Your choice of words is getting a little out of hand. Shut up. What did you say to him, huh? What the hell did you tell my fiancé behind my back? What are you even talking about? Don't play dumb with me. What did you whisper to him when you snuck around and chatted with him at the end of the gathering? Don't pretend you didn't. He asked me a few questions on his own. I didn't say anything during the whole face-to-face. At least not until you stormed off and left me standing there. Like hell you didn't. Listen up, you dropout disgrace. You don't even deserve to breathe the same air as a college graduate like him. If you don't want to ruin my perfect marriage, you better get your facts straight and go to college yourself first. About that, I am a college graduate, actually. What? Yeah, I got my high school equivalency while working. Then I enrolled in K University. K University? Wait, hold on a second. My fiancé also went to K University. He was a senior when I was a freshman. We weren't exactly close, but we had mutual acquaintances. So yeah, we did know of each other. You've got to be kidding me. That means... Yeah, he was pretty surprised you kept calling me a dropout. Actually asked me, didn't you tell them you graduated? Awkward, right? Why the hell didn't you say that sooner? I did. Remember 6 years ago? Sent a message to the family group chat. Told everyone I got my equivalency, then passed the entrance exams for K University. And 2 years ago, told everyone I graduated. No, you didn't. I did. No one replied. But I saw the red receipts from everyone. You included. Lies. All lies. You're a dropout. Always have been. You can scream all you want, but the truth is I'm a graduate, and your fiancé, who is also my university senior, can confirm it. No! And just so you know, Grandpa, Grandma, Uncle, Aunt, they all know too. No way. And yet you sat there with them spewing your dropout trash talk about me right in front of his family while knowing nothing. But dropouts are trash. That's how the world works. Sure. Then you'll be okay when your fiancé breaks off the engagement, right? Why would he do that? Didn't know, huh? His father's a high school dropout, too. Climbed his way up to an executive level through grit and persistence. Your precious fiancé said I could tell you that now, since, well, he's pretty disgusted by the way you and the family acted towards me. That's impossible. A dropout? An executive? Are you joking? Nope. That whole bully your daughter-in-law act the family put on, he and his parents saw it. He said he nearly walked out of the venue. He could already see what kind of hell you'd make for his family after marriage. Guess that's why he's pulling the plug. No, this is wrong. This isn't how it's supposed to be. I'm a college graduate. I'm the winner. You can't win against me. Oh, MJ, it's cute how much faith you put in your degree. What the hell does that mean? Where have you been working since graduation? I mean, if you're gonna brag, at least show some results. What does that have to do with anything? Local gossip says you didn't even bother job hunting. Chased after high-income men clinging to, I'm a K University graduate, like a badge. Used it to sneer at other women in the neighborhood. Guess what? They've been laughing behind your back for years now. Your whole family is the town joke. Lies. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Anyway, your fiancé, or rather ex-fiancé, and his family asked me to pass along their regards. They said goodbye, and so do I. I won't be informing the family when I get married. I'm cutting ties for good. Wait! You can't... Watch me. And so, in the end, it was inevitable. My sister's engagement was officially broken off by her fiancé. Given everything that had happened, the arguments, the lies, the suffocating expectations she placed on him, it had only been a matter of time before he finally reached his limit. When the announcement came, there was no long discussion, no pleading negotiations, no attempts at reconciliation. It was over, clean and absolute. Surprisingly, there were no demands for compensation, no lawsuits, no insistence on returning the expensive gifts, nor talks of reparations for the humiliation that had played out like a slow-motion disaster for all to witness. He simply wanted to cut his losses and sever ties as efficiently as possible. At least, that's what he told her. But for my sister, it wasn't about the money. What she lost that day was far worse, at least in her eyes. She lost the key to a future she had meticulously crafted in her mind, a future of luxury, influence, and power. Because this wasn't just any man she had been engaged to. He was, as she had proudly bragged on countless occasions, the epitome of what she deemed high spec. He was a man with a brilliant career, a future full of promise, and a six-figure salary before the age of 30. His father, too, was an executive in a major corporation, his network sprawling across industries, promising a safety net of connections that most people would kill for. To my sister, this wasn't just a man. He was her ticket out of mediocrity, out of the dull, ordinary life she feared more than anything. And when that ticket was suddenly snatched away from her, she couldn't accept it. She wouldn't accept it. My sister wasn't the type to admit defeat. Instead, she spiraled into obsession. Her pride, her ego, both deeply rooted in appearances and status, wouldn't let her walk away with dignity. She told herself that he still loved her, that if she could just make him see, just corner him into a moment of weakness, he'd come back to her. But it wasn't love, it was delusion, and soon it turned into something far more dangerous. She began stalking him. At first it was subtle, waiting outside his office, coincidentally showing up at the restaurants he favored, sending texts that began as pleas but quickly escalated into accusations and threats. She followed him in the shadows, convinced that if she could just be near him, he would realize they were meant to be. But her behavior grew more erratic, more desperate. She began harassing his friends, his colleagues, even his family. She lost sight of reality, trapped in a downward spiral of obsession. Eventually, she crossed the line into criminal behavior. She violated the anti-stalking law. The police were called, she was arrested, and with that arrest came the stain she could never scrub away, a criminal record. One that would follow her for the rest of her life, a scarlet letter branding her as unstable, dangerous, unfit for the very society she once tried so hard to climb into. Now, the already slim chances of her marrying into a respectable family, let alone one of high standing, had been all but obliterated. My parents, as proud and image-obsessed as she was, panicked. They couldn't stand the idea that their eldest daughter might forever be branded a social failure. They scrambled to salvage the situation, clinging desperately to whatever hope they could find. They began an all-out assault on the marriage market. Matchmaking agencies, blind dates, introductions from acquaintances and distant relatives. They tried everything. But each attempt only led to more heartbreak, more rejection. No one wanted to be associated with a woman with a record. The whispers spread quickly in such circles. My sister became a cautionary tale, the one everyone avoided. And then, in their desperation, they fell for a scam. It was almost inevitable, really. They were the perfect marks, desperate, vulnerable, blinded by the fantasy of salvaging their pride. A man claiming to be a marriage broker introduced them to what he described as the ideal match. An elite bachelor with impeccable lineage waiting for the right bride. Of course, there were processing fees, introduction fees, background checks to cover. My family, eager to believe that this was their last chance, handed over everything. By the time they realized they'd been conned, they were $50,000 in debt. And that was how they ended up where they are now. My sister and both of my parents working themselves to exhaustion every day, trying to chip away at the debt that hangs over them like an ever-present storm cloud. They live in a small apartment now, stripped of their former comforts, constantly bickering, blaming one another for the mess they created. There are days when I hear bits and pieces from distant relatives or old neighbors about how things are going in that household. None of it is good. The tension, the bitterness, the regret, it poisons every corner of their lives now. They lash out at each other because there's no one else left to blame. And yet, I feel nothing but relief that I severed ties with them when I did. If I hadn't, I might have been dragged down with them, suffocated by their delusions, crushed under the weight of their unrelenting obsession with status. Sometimes, late at night, a flicker of guilt crosses my mind. They are, after all, still my family by blood. But that's where the sentiment ends. Blood ties mean nothing if they only bring you pain. I chose a different path, one of quiet happiness, one built on mutual respect and love rather than appearances and social climbing. I married a man who values kindness over status, sincerity over wealth. His family welcomed me warmly, offering the kind of support and acceptance I never found in my own home. Now I live a peaceful life, far removed from the chaos of my family's downfall. I've learned to appreciate the small joys, the warmth of a genuine conversation, the comfort of a quiet meal with loved ones, the freedom to live without pretense or fear of judgment. I finally understood that happiness isn't found in luxury or status. It's in the people who accept you for who you are, not for what you can bring to their image.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Well, well, it's been a while, hasn't it? You know, it's not easy for me either. You left, cutting all ties, and disowned me, and yet here you are. I've had to endure hearing rumors about being the evil mother-in-law who drove her son and daughter-in-law away. You just up and changed your phone number, your messages, everything. It took me 5 years to get this number. 5 years! Now tell me, what have you been doing all this time while you've been keeping my son away from me? How are you spending your days now after pulling Daniel into your little estrangement game?
Wait, Andrea? How dare you call me by my first name so casually? You're still not my equal, no matter what happened between us.
You really don't have the decency to at least ask why I'm calling after all this time? I mean, we both know you went through all that trouble to distance yourself from me, but now here I am, tracking you down.
I changed my number after we cut ties. How did you even get this one?
Oh, you want the truth? Well, I guess it's because, as much as I hate admitting it, I'm a mother who cares for her son. I've spent 5 years tracking you down to get your contact details, all for my son. Does that answer your question?
For your son? What does that even mean?
Don't play innocent with me. You've always twisted everything, including the truth. I was accused of mistreating you, of being a terrible mother-in-law, all while you worked behind the scenes to turn my son against me. I don't know how you did it, but I knew I had to get in touch with you to fix this. You've kept Daniel away from me for so long, but don't think for a second that I've forgotten about him. So, How about it, Andrea? Give me Daniel's contact information.
Why on earth would I give you his contact info?
Because, whether you like it or not, Daniel is my son. It's your fault, after all, that we're in this mess. But now that I've reached you and I know where you are, it's practically the same as reaching Daniel, right? Come on, just give me the number already. You can't keep playing these games with me forever.
I'm sorry, but I don't have it. I don't know where Daniel is.
What? You don't know where he is? Are you seriously telling me that after all this time, after everything that happened, you can't get in touch with your own husband?
Oh, maybe you didn't hear, but Daniel and we're divorced. We've been separated for about a year now, actually. You didn't know? How convenient for you. There were a lot of differences between us, and as time went on, we couldn't bridge them. But you'd probably rather not know the truth. The divorce was peaceful, no drama. We've both moved on, and now I'm happily married to someone else.
Divorced? Oh, you're lying. You have to be.
Well, believe what you want. The divorce is real. I don't know what you've been imagining in your head, but Daniel and I are no longer together. I found happiness elsewhere, and you'd better accept that. But you can keep fantasizing all you like.
No! There's no way Daniel would leave me. If you're really divorced, then why hasn't Daniel come back to me? Why hasn't he come running back to his real family where he belongs? If you're lying about the divorce, then that means there is something else going on. I know he hasn't forgotten me.
He hasn't come back to you because he's not interested in you, Eve. Maybe it's hard for you to understand, but he's made his choices. And for the record, he's not coming back.
Then what about my grandson? You must have had a child. I've been hearing the rumors. You can't hide that forever. You've been keeping my grandchild from me, haven't you? I want to see him.
What are you talking about? I haven't had any children with Daniel.
Don't lie to me. I know you're hiding something. You think you can deceive me with all your lies, but I'm smarter than that. I've been hearing whispers, and I know you've had a child. So tell me the truth. Where is my grandson?
I'm telling you, Eve, I haven't had a child with Daniel. You're mistaken. There's no grandchild.
Then stop trying to cover it up. I've been patient enough. Now give me the information. If you're hiding him from me, I will take matters into my own hands.
I'm not hiding anything from you, and I don't owe you an explanation. But if you keep pressuring me like this, I will have no choice but to go to the authorities.
You're bluffing. I'll find out eventually, one way or another. One day you'll regret this. You'll see. I will make sure Daniel comes back to me and my family. He has no choice but to return.
Keep dreaming, Andrea. But if you keep this up, I won't hesitate to take action. Just remember, you're the one pushing things too far. Don't think I won't fight back.
Fine, but I know where you live. Don't think I won't come for you.
If you show up at my doorstep, I'll call the police. You've been warned. Now go and stay away from my life.
We'll see about that. You may think you're done with me, but I am not done with you. I'll be back. Prepare yourself.
Bro, what should I do? This is getting serious.
What happened?
My ex-mother-in-law is coming.
Wait, ex? You mean Daniel's mother?
Yeah, that's her. I don't know how she did it, but somehow after 5 years, she managed to track me down and sent me a message demanding I give her her grandchild.
What?
And apparently she knows where I live, too. She's planning to come here.
Have you told her you and Daniel are divorced already?
Of course. I told her we divorced years ago, and I even mentioned I remarried and didn't have any children with Daniel, but she refuses to believe me.
Have you talked to your husband about it?
I've explained everything to him, but right now he's on a business trip abroad. He's on the other side of the world, and no matter how hard he tries, it'll take him 2 days just to get back.
I see. Well, for now, you should head over to my place to stay safe.
Are you sure it's okay?
Of course, I can't let my sister face this alone. My wife is also saying, don't hesitate, come on over. Just gather your things and let me know. I'll come pick you up.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Well, I've arrived. Now hand over my grandchild.
Huh? Wait, are you here already?
Can't you hear the doorbell? And, oh my, look, There's my grandchild in the garden. Wait, the garden? Honestly, Eve, how could you leave a child out in the garden unattended like this?
We don't even have a garden.
Don't bother with your ridiculous excuses. I am taking my grandchild with me right now.
What? That child isn't mine, is it?
Well, I'll just take this child into my care. A bad wife like you clearly can't be trusted to raise a child, so it's better I do it.
Andrea? What child do you think you're trying to take? This is not my child, nor is it your grandchild.
Oh, he's such a sweet boy.
Please, you have to listen to me.
I've told you I won't listen to your nonsense. I'm taking the child now.
But this is wrong. You can't do this.
I'll be taking him now.
No, please, Andrea. Bro, sorry to bother you while you're working, but something really bad might have happened.
What now? What's going on this time?
It's my ex-mother-in-law. Apparently she showed up, like she's actually here.
What? Already? But wait, you said she was just bluffing, didn't you?
I thought so too, but it seems like she didn't come straight to my apartment.
What do you mean? Where the hell is she then?
I'm not exactly sure. She called me ranting about how my child was outside in the garden and how I was some negligent mother for leaving them out there. But the only thing is, my place is an apartment. There is no garden, nowhere even close to what she's describing.
Huh? What the hell's she talking about then?
That's what I can't figure out. All she said was that some kid was outside playing and she decided that's her grandchild and took him.
She what? Are you serious? She just grabbed some random kid?
I'm hoping it's just some sick joke or a way to get under my skin. But honestly, you know how obsessed she was about grandkids when I was still married to Daniel. It's not impossible that she's actually serious this time.
Call the police now!
Huh? You think I should?
Think? Eve, she just basically confessed to kidnapping a kid. If there's even a chance she's serious, you can't ignore it. You need to contact the police, have them check it out. She wouldn't even listen to you, right? So don't hold back. Let the authorities deal with this mess.
Yeah, you're right. I can't just sit here hoping it's a misunderstanding. I'll call them right now.
Eve! What the hell do you think you're doing? I just got a call from the neighbors saying there are police at my house. This is your doing, isn't it?
Andrea, where exactly are you right now?
I'm on the train, of course, with my precious grandbaby right by my side.
You didn't do anything to hurt that child, did you? Please tell me you haven't crossed that line.
Of course not. What kind of grandmother do you think I am? I would never hurt my own grandchild.
Once again, I will make this very clear. That child is not related to you in any way. That's someone else's child entirely.
And once again, I told you, I'm not listening to your nonsense.
Fine, then let's try this another way. How old is that child, Andrea? How old does he look to you?
Huh? Well, I asked him just now. He's showing me 3 fingers. So he says he's 3.
Exactly. And for your information, the only child I have right now is still inside my belly. I'm currently pregnant, Andrea. And even if the baby were born, it wouldn't be your grandchild. It would be my current husband's child, not Daniel's.
What are you saying? But my grandbaby is sitting right here beside me.
Andrea, don't you think that's exactly why the police are now standing outside your house? You've taken someone else's child.
What?
Tell me something. Why did you assume this particular 3-year-old boy was yours?
Because I went to that house near the south exit of S Station in S City, the house where you and Daniel used to live, remember? The kid was playing in the yard. Obviously, that must be my grandson.
Andrea, that house? That was a rental. Daniel and I moved out of there right after we cut ties with you. That was over 4 years ago. We don't live there anymore. We haven't for a long, long time.
What?
In fact, I heard that right after we moved out, a young newlywed couple moved in. The wife was already pregnant at the time, which means, yeah, their child would be about 3 years old now, wouldn't they?
Wait, so this boy is...
Most likely that boy is their son. And I've just heard that the parents reported him missing, saying their son disappeared while playing in their yard.
No. Then where is my grandbaby supposed to be?
Like I told you, there is no grandchild, at least not from me. And while I still have the chance, there's something I need to tell you, Andrea. Something I probably should have told you long ago.
What now?
The reason Daniel cut you out of his life wasn't just because of me. It was because of your possessiveness and your constant interference that broke him down emotionally. You suffocated him, Andrea. You also made my life hell back then with your constant accusations and harassment. Daniel saw how toxic you had become, and he had enough. That's why he made the choice to cut you out entirely.
That's not true. Daniel. My Daniel.
Oh, and by the way, Daniel is living overseas now, in the U.S. My brother did some digging for me last night, and we confirmed it. He's keeping his location private, and from what we know, he has no intention of coming back to the U.S. anytime soon.
No. You're lying. Daniel wouldn't.
Believe what you want, but that's the truth. This is the end of our conversation, Andrea. Now do the right thing. Take that child back to his real parents immediately.
I never meant for any of this to happen. I just wanted to have Daniel back, and my grandchild. I just wanted to live with them again, like before.
Not long after the chaotic events that had unfolded, we received a call from the police informing us that the child had been safely located and was now in their protection. The relief that washed over me was indescribable. For hours, I had been trapped in a state of unbearable anxiety, fearing the worst. Every passing minute felt like an eternity as I imagined all kinds of horrifying scenarios. But now, with that one phone call, the unbearable tension that had been gripping my heart finally began to loosen its cruel hold. It turned out that the police had anticipated the possibility of the child being taken toward the nearest train station by the person responsible, my ex-mother-in-law. As such, they had strategically stationed officers at the most likely exits. It was a calculated move on their part, one that ended up proving to be crucial. According to the report we received, my former mother-in-law had indeed attempted to flee the area while holding the 3-year-old in her arms. She tried to slip through the ticket gates at the station, but her behavior had immediately drawn the attention of the stationed officers. She was acting oddly, glancing around nervously, clutching the child tightly as though afraid someone would try to take them away. The officers didn't hesitate. They quickly intervened, questioning her and eventually taking her into custody when she couldn't explain her erratic behavior or produce any legal documentation granting her custody of the child. In a moment of harsh but necessary decisiveness, the child's parents, devastated and shaken by the ordeal, filed an official kidnapping complaint against her. There was no room for leniency this time. The safety of their child had been endangered, and there could be no compromise on that point. The police made it clear that, given the severity of the crime and the circumstances under which it was carried out, my former mother-in-law would most certainly face formal charges and, most likely, prison time. Though I had once called her family, at that moment all traces of former affection or loyalty vanished. What she had done was unforgivable, and no amount of familial history could excuse such a violation. From the police's tone and what we heard afterward, it seemed almost certain that she would face an actual prison sentence, which meant she would live out her final years in solitude and disgrace. Even if she managed to avoid a lengthy sentence due to her age or health, the isolation awaiting her was all but guaranteed. The bridge she burned with her actions could never be rebuilt. Life, however, has its way of spinning strange, unexpected turns. A few weeks after the incident, I received a phone call. It was through an old acquaintance of mine, someone I hadn't heard from in ages. She informed me that my ex-husband had reached out, desperate to speak with me. After everything, I didn't think I'd ever hear his voice again, especially not after we had made our final bitter goodbyes. But out of curiosity, and perhaps a small shred of unresolved history, I agreed to take the call. When I heard his voice on the other end of the line, it was trembling. His words came out in a flurry of apologies, his tone heavy with regret and sorrow. Despite the distance between us, oceans and continents apart, It was clear he had been keeping up with the news of what had happened. He sobbed as he told me how sorry he was for everything that his mother had done. Even though we had been divorced for years, even though we had gone our separate ways, he still felt responsible in some way for the pain his family had caused me. Between his tears, he confessed that he was now remarried to a local woman in the country where he had settled. They had a child together, a boy, just a few months younger than ours. His life had moved forward, much like mine, yet hearing him speak with such raw emotion reminded me that some wounds never completely fade. I listened quietly, offering him no condemnation, but also no comfort. I simply let him pour out the guilt he had carried all this time. Once he had calmed down, we exchanged updates on our lives, each recognizing that the chapters we shared were now behind us, sealed off by time, distance, and the scars left by choices we both made. There was a strange sense of closure in that call. We had both carved out new lives for ourselves, created new families, and yet, in that brief conversation, we acknowledged the shadows of our past that still lingered, however faintly.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Dexter! Yay, there you are!
Amy, good evening. How's it going?
It's going great now that I found you. Hey, we can walk home together today, right? I waited all day thinking about that.
Amy, I'm pretty sure you weren't on the shift today, right? I didn't see you at the store at all.
Yeah, about that. I wasn't working today, but, I just really wanted to walk home with you, so I kind of came all the way here anyway, right to the store entrance. Surprise!
You came all this way even though you weren't working?
Of course. I mean, isn't that what friends do? Or maybe something a little more special?
I see. Well, sorry to disappoint you, but I've already gone home.
Huh?
Yeah, actually, I had something urgent come up, so I asked the manager if I could leave early. That's why I'm already home. Finished the errand, too, so I'm just relaxing now.
No way. You should have told me if that was the case.
Why would I tell you? We didn't make any plans, did we? There wasn't any agreement to walk home together today, so it's not something I needed to inform you about.
Well, yeah, but wouldn't it be nice if we shared our schedules more? Given our special connection.
What connection?
Well, that's... you know what I mean, right?
Right.
But hey, next time our shifts overlap, you have to walk home with me, okay? Promise?
I'm sorry, but I can't promise that.
Huh? Well, yeah, I guess there are days like today, huh? But that's just you being thoughtful, right? Not making promises you might not be able to keep. Oh, that's so like you, Dex.
Can we wrap this up, Amy? I'm currently using the stove.
Oh? Cooking? Well. How about I come over right now and cook for you instead?
That won't be necessary. I'm managing just fine, and it's dangerous to take my eyes off the phone, so I'll hang up now.
Aw, you're always so distant, but fine. Next time you'll have to try my homemade cooking, okay? I'll treat you. Special just for you.
Good night, Amy.
Hey, Dexter! Guess what I heard? You finally broke up with that girlfriend of yours back in your hometown, right?
Huh?
Come on, don't play dumb. I overheard you talking about it to the other part-timer during your break just now. So it's true, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Knew it. Honestly, it was just a matter of time, right? Long-distance relationships rarely work out. It's like, once you stop seeing each other for a long time, it's only natural that your feelings start fading. And if you've got someone nearby who's close and fun and always there for you, well, feelings can drift, right? Totally get it. Been there, done that. But hey, now you're finally free. You can put that old chapter behind you and celebrate your shiny new single life. How about we go out somewhere together, you and me, to celebrate your freedom? Yay!
Amy.
What is it? You're acting weird, Dexter. Come on, lighten up.
Stop right there. Do you even realize what you just said? You're celebrating my heartbreak.
What? No, I just meant it's for the best. You can finally move on and have fun, like with me.
You don't know anything about it. You don't know why we broke up. You don't know what we went through to try and make it work. And yet here you are laughing like it's some kind of joke, throwing out clueless comments as if you're entitled to dictate how I should feel about it.
I didn't mean to upset you, Dexter. It's just, I thought you'd be relieved or something. Like now you don't have to pretend anymore, right?
Pretend? You think I was pretending?
I mean, wasn't it hard? Keeping a long-distance thing going? You were probably lonely too, right? So it's fine now, isn't it? You can finally let go of all that hassle and...
Enough. Seriously, stop. I don't want to hear another word of your baseless assumptions.
Dexter, I just thought we could be closer, That maybe this was our chance. I was just trying to make you feel better, that's all.
You think you're making me feel better? By mocking my breakup? By throwing your own twisted fantasies into it like it's your window of opportunity? That's not kindness, Amy. That's selfishness. And frankly, I find it disgusting.
Disgusting? No, that's not... I didn't mean it that way, Dexter. I like you. I just wanted to be the one who's there for you now. I thought if I was the first to cheer you up, you might look at me differently.
Don't try to spin it into something noble now. You were gloating over my pain, Amy, trying to twist my heartbreak into your convenience. And I won't let that slide. Goodbye, Amy.
Hey, Dexter, guess the wound's finally healed, huh? You've been looking way more cheerful lately, laughing, smiling. It's like you finally let it all go, So I figured maybe it's about time I start messaging you again, right? And hey, next time our shifts overlap, why don't we head home together like the old days? And if you feel like it, we could grab dinner afterward, just the two of us. Oh.
I told you not to message me, didn't I?
Come on, Dexter. Don't be such a hard ass. I bet these last 3 months without me to walk home with must have been super lonely for you, huh? We haven't even had a real conversation in ages. I bet you've been bottling up all sorts of things, right? So, yeah, I decided it's about time we lifted the ban.
Excuse me?
I get it. You moved here for college 2 years ago, right? But even though you found someone you liked here, you couldn't just dump your long-distance girlfriend back home, so you kept dragging it along. But, well, she finally had the decency to break up with you first, huh? Still, I know how it feels being the one who gets dumped. It stings, doesn't it? Totally understandable. But right now, you're free to move on, right? And I'm here for you.
What exactly are you trying to say?
I'm saying I'm the kind of woman who understands the deeper parts of a man's heart, That's why I respected your space and didn't contact you for 3 months. But hey, the time for mourning is over, right? Now it's time for us to move forward, from friends to lovers. What do you say?
Huh?
I mean, if you want, we could even start tonight. I wouldn't mind one bit,
No, thank you. I've never once considered you as a romantic interest.
What? That can't be true. I've been making it so obvious. I've been throwing hints, flirting, being there for you.
Just because you were making your feelings known doesn't mean I was ever obligated to return them. And frankly, your so-called hints were intrusive and exhausting. I was beyond sick of it.
You're lying. That's not fair. I thought you liked me back.
No. And just so we're clear, the reason I've been smiling more lately has nothing to do with you. It's because I have a new girlfriend now.
Wait, me, right? You mean me?
Did you even read my message properly? I told you I have a girlfriend. It's not you. It never was, and it never will be.
No, I won't accept that.
I don't need your acceptance. I love my new girlfriend, so please, Give up on me already.
That's insane. We were the closest at work. If anyone had the right to be your girlfriend, it should have been me. How dare you pick some other girl over me? It makes no sense.
She's not a coworker, and I don't recall ever being especially close to you, Amy.
What?
The girl I'm dating now, she was the one who was there when I was at my lowest. She didn't butt in with empty words. She listened to me, respected my feelings, never tried to force herself into my space. She was patient. She gave me the comfort I actually needed. That's why I confessed to her. And now we're together.
No, I was there for you too. I cheered you up, didn't I?
You didn't cheer me up. You rubbed salt into my wounds, remember? You barged in, laughed about my heartbreak, made your assumptions, said whatever you wanted. You made it worse. Way worse.
But I didn't mean to.
Unintentional cruelty is still cruelty, Amy, and that's what you did. If anything, it makes it worse because you had no awareness of how much you were hurting me.
No,
And there's one more thing you should know. I quit this job.
What? You quit?
Today was my last shift.
No, wait. I even made a dinner reservation for tomorrow at that new French place you like. I thought it'd be the perfect start for us to finally...
I'm not going. I never was.
Stop lying to me.
I'm not lying. I've already accepted a new job. From now on, you won't be seeing me anymore.
No, you can't do this to me. Please, don't leave me behind, Dexter. We're supposed to be together. We always laugh together. You even told me that once.
No, Amy, we didn't. That's just how you saw it in your head. I never gave you that kind of attention. You created an illusion. And now it's time to let it go.
You're cruel. So cruel.
Maybe, but at least now you can finally face the truth. This is goodbye, Amy.
I knew I'd end up contacting you. Dexter, I've been thinking a lot since the last time we talked, and you know what? I realized you're just confused about your real feelings. That girl you're dating now, honestly, if you stop and think about it, she only got close to you by manipulating your kindness. She's that kind of sly woman. I'm way more deserving of you than her, Dexter. You just need to take a breath, clear your head, and realize the truth, that deep down, you love me. So think about it properly this time, okay? I'll be waiting for you to finally face your feelings.
Shut the hell up!
Huh? Dexter?
You're so goddamn annoying!
Dexter, what's wrong with you? Why are you being so mean to me? You can't speak to a girl who loves you like this, especially not to a girl who might be your girlfriend.
You're mistaken. Let me make this crystal clear since subtlety obviously isn't working with you. My girlfriend, my actual girlfriend, is Sarah.
Sarah? Sarah? Wait. You mean our store manager, Sarah?
Correct. Sarah. The same Sarah you've been bad-mouthing for months behind her back. We started dating some time ago. And yes, I quit my job at the cafe so we could keep our personal and professional lives separate. It was something we decided together.
Wait a minute, but she's like 3 years older than you.
And you? You're 6 years older than me if I remember correctly.
What?
Oh, you thought you could keep lying about that forever? You've been pretending you're just 22 at work, but guess what? Everyone already knows. It's painfully obvious.
You're lying. You're making that up just to hurt me.
I don't care about age, Amy. I never have. But your lies? Your desperate attempts to rewrite reality to suit your fantasies? That's the part that's embarrassing. It's sad and pathetic.
Dexter, you're so cruel. How can you say these horrible things to me? I only ever wanted to love you.
Do you think this is normal? Do you think any of this is healthy? Following me around, leaving dozens of missed calls, messaging me night after night, forcing your delusions onto me.
It's not stalking. It's just, I wanted you to realize how much we belong together.
You want to talk about stalking? You were outside my apartment. You were hiding behind the power pole. You think I couldn't see you? I watched you from my window.
But I wanted to see you. I wanted to remind you of how much I care. You just need a little push to realize your true feelings.
My true feelings? Fine. You want honesty? Here it is. I hate you.
What?
I despise you, Camilla. Every message, every fabricated story you tell yourself, every suffocating call. I hate it all. I hate you.
No, that's not true. You don't mean it. You can't. Please tell me you don't mean it.
Do you want me to say it again?
Stop. Stop, please.
If you don't leave me alone after this, I will report you to the police. I'm serious. You are harassing me. I've kept screenshots of everything. The stalking, the calls, the messages. You are this close to being reported as a stalker.
I'm not a stalker. I'm not. I just wanted you to realize we're meant to be together. Why can't you see that?
Goodbye.
Wait, Dexter, please just talk to me for one more.
Oh, and there's the police now. Right on time. Amy's stalking behavior started about a month ago. It was subtle at first, just a few strange encounters, but then it escalated. I had noticed her lurking around the neighborhood, showing up at places where I would regularly go, and even occasionally bumping into me outside my house. It wasn't anything overt at first, just enough to make me feel uneasy. But as time went on, I couldn't ignore the growing sense of being watched. I decided to take action and went to the local police station to file a report. I explained the situation in detail, giving them a description of Amy, her appearance, where I had seen her, and the instances where she seemed to be following me. The officers at the station were sympathetic and promised to increase patrols around my neighborhood. They assured me they would do their best to keep an eye out for her, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being overly cautious. After all, nothing had happened yet that could be directly classified as dangerous. Still, I trusted the police and hoped their increased presence would bring some peace of mind. Then, just today, everything took a sharp turn. I was walking down the street when I saw a police officer driving by on patrol. For a moment, I felt relieved, thinking that maybe they were following through on their promise to increase patrols. But then I saw something that made my heart race. Amy! She was standing by the corner, and the officer slowed down as he approached her. It seemed as though he had spotted her, perhaps based on the description I had given. The officer must have recognized her right away because he pulled over and immediately got out of his patrol car. He approached Amy and, with no hesitation, began questioning her. I couldn't hear the conversation from where I was standing, but I could see that Amy was starting to panic. She looked around as if considering her options, and then, before I knew it, she made a break for it. She shoved the officer away with surprising force and tried to run down the street. It all happened so quickly. The officer, though initially caught off guard, quickly regained his composure. He called for backup, but by that point, Amy had already made a desperate dash. I felt a knot form in my stomach as I watched the scene unfold. It wasn't just a moment of panic. It was a clear indication that she was not just an ordinary person walking through the neighborhood. There was something about her behavior that made it evident she had no intention of stopping her pursuit of me, no matter what it took. I could hear the officer yelling at her to stop, but Amy was already too far ahead. She was running as though her life depended on it. The officer, not wanting to lose sight of her, began chasing her down the street, shouting for her to halt. It didn't take long for the situation to escalate. With more officers arriving on the scene, they managed to catch up to her quickly. One of the officers tackled her to the ground as she tried to escape. There was no longer any doubt in my mind. This wasn't just a harmless obsession. Amy's actions had crossed the line into something much darker, something that could have ended very badly if she hadn't been stopped when she was. The whole ordeal was traumatic, not just for me, but for everyone involved. I watched as Amy was forcibly detained by the officers, her once struggling figure now subdued. The officers quickly cuffed her, and the situation became far more serious. They didn't give her the chance to explain herself, nor did they need to. At that point, she had committed an act of obstruction of justice by physically assaulting an officer and attempting to flee. Without a word, they put her into the back of a patrol car and drove off. The scene was over as quickly as it had started, but I couldn't shake the feeling of unease that lingered in the air. The police made sure to call me after the incident, asking if I wanted to press charges. I told them I wasn't sure what to do, but I understood that something had to be done to stop Amy. I wasn't prepared for what happened next. Later that afternoon, my parents came to pick me up and told me they had arranged for me to return to the countryside with them. They thought it would be safer for me there, away from all of the chaos in the city. Amy's behavior had escalated to the point where it was no longer just an inconvenience or a nuisance. It was a legitimate threat, and they knew it.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Diana, the bathroom light bulb burned out. Go buy a new one. Oh, and while you're at it, grab some flour, a large bottle of sake, and a bulk bag of potatoes. You can get them all at the local supermarket, right?
Alyssa, I'm sorry, but I'm in my final month of pregnancy now.
So?
It's not really safe for me to drive anymore.
Huh? Then walk.
That's even more impossible.
It's not that far to the store, is it? Stop making excuses and just go. Unlike you, I'm busy preparing to welcome Emily back home for her new job. I'm letting you live separately, even though you should be living with us. The least you can do is contribute for once. Now, off you go. Chop, chop.
I'm sorry, but I really can't.
Diana! What do you think you're doing using the supermarket's delivery service? That poor delivery guy showed up at our door carrying all those heavy bags. I was shocked. Explain yourself.
I'm not sure what you mean by explain. All the things you asked for were heavy. I'm in my last month of pregnancy. Carrying them myself would have been impossible.
You should have driven there like I told you.
Perhaps you don't realize since you don't drive, but driving at this stage of pregnancy is dangerous.
Oh, stop being dramatic. When I was pregnant, I still did all the housework myself. You're just spoiling yourself. If you act like this now, you'll never survive raising a child.
Isn't it a mother's duty to protect her body for the sake of her unborn child?
What did you just say?
I'm sorry, but I'm currently at my prenatal checkup. I expect to be called in soon, so I'll have to end this conversation here.
Don't you dare hang up on me. When you get back, I want you to clean the entire house. You can go to your checkup anytime, but the house needs cleaning now. Diana! Diana, are you at home right now?
Good morning, Alyssa. Yes, I'm home.
Good. Then go pick up Emily from the station.
From the station, meaning by car?
Of course by car. It's boiling hot today. She's been traveling with a heavy suitcase. Do you want her walking in this heat for 30 minutes from the station?
There's a bus that goes from the station to here.
Excuse me? Emily's coming all this way back home, and you can't even do this one thing to make her trip easier? Unbelievable!
If I weren't pregnant, of course I'd go. But as I've said repeatedly, I'm in my last month now. driving is really not an option for me anymore. Please understand.
Stop using your pregnancy as an excuse. You can drive if you really want to. If you don't go pick her up, Emily will be left waiting at the station in this heat. Don't you feel bad for her? If she ends up with heat stroke, it'll be your fault, you hear me?
All right, I understand. Hi, Mom. It's Emily.
Oh, Emily, did you already get to the station?
Yeah, there was a bus leaving soon, so I hopped on it.
Huh? The bus?
Yeah, you know that bus only runs twice an hour, right? But I got lucky. Only had to wait for 5 minutes. So I'll be home in no time.
Oh, I see. All right then. Diana? Hello? Emily just told me she took the bus home. You did go pick her up like I told you to, right? Why haven't I heard a single word from you since? What on earth is going on? When your mother-in-law contacts you, you're supposed to drop everything and respond right away. How many times do I have to tell you that? Diana, where is your reply? Not even marking the messages as read? Honestly, what a useless, hopeless wife you are. You know what? At this point, I might seriously have to start considering divorce. This is completely unacceptable.
Emily?
Hey, Parker. What's up?
Hey, Emily! Long time no see since the coming-of-age ceremony, right?
Yeah, it's been a while. Wait, is this about the class reunion or something?
No time for small talk. I need to get to the point.
Okay.
Diana, she's your brother's wife, right?
Yeah, my sister-in-law. Why? What happened to her?
She was just brought into my hospital by ambulance.
What? What happened to her?
She passed out while driving. She lost consciousness behind the wheel.
Wait, hold on. Diana, she's in her last month of pregnancy, isn't she? Why was she even driving in that condition?
Yeah, I know. Anyway, she's stable now. She's in a room. The doctors took care of her.
And the baby, is the baby okay?
Both are fine. No need to panic.
Well, thank God.
We already called your brother from the hospital, but I heard you're back in town today too, so I figured I'd let you know as well.
Got it. I'm heading to the hospital right now.
Diana, enough already. Answer me. You are absolutely hopeless as a wife. You know that. Listen carefully. I want you at the house right now. Someone needs to knock some sense into you.
Mom? What exactly are you doing to a pregnant woman?
Huh? Emily?
Yeah, it's me, Emily. I saw Diana's phone blowing up with nonstop notifications and figured I'd check. Turns out, every single message was from you.
But why are you the one?
Honestly, it's exhausting just seeing them. So let's switch to my phone, okay? It's getting ridiculous.
Right. Emily, didn't you say you were heading to visit your friend today?
Yeah, that was the plan. But on the way, I got an urgent call from a friend who works as a nurse in the hospital.
The hospital nurse?
Yeah, Diana's been admitted.
Admitted?
She passed out in the driver's seat after pulling over to the side of the road. A passerby called an ambulance.
What?
She told me everything when she woke up. Alyssa, did you seriously make Diana drive while she's in her final month of pregnancy? Just so she could pick me up?
Well, yes, I just thought, with this heat, she should...
And you thought the best solution was to force your pregnant daughter-in-law to drive? Are you even hearing yourself?
But that's what a daughter-in-law is supposed to do.
I never had kids myself, but even I know how dangerous that is. What if something had happened to Diana? What if something had happened to the baby? And all because of me? Do you have any idea how terrifying that is? How sick that makes me feel?
You're overreacting.
Overreacting? Childbirth is life-threatening. It's something where a mother literally risks her life, isn't it? You, of all people who have gone through it twice, how can you not get that? How could you do this to the woman bringing your grandchild into this world? This isn't just some petty daughter-in-law drama anymore.
I didn't mean.
That's what makes it worse. If you did this without even realizing how cruel you're being, that's even more dangerous.
Emily, please calm down.
Oh, by the way, Davis is here with me right now.
Davis is there?
Yeah, and guess what? He feels exactly the same way I do. He said he'll never forgive you either.
No.
I'm going back to the house to grab the suitcase I left, but I'm not staying. I'll take everything from my room and move it all to my friend's place.
Why are you making such a big deal of this?
Because I'm cutting ties with you. What else would I do?
What?
Oh, and don't bother trying to contact Diana again. I've already made sure she blocked you.
No. Oh, this can't be. Emily, what am I supposed to do? Your father. He's told me he wants a divorce.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Davis told Dad everything. All the things you've done to Diana.
No. Oh, this can't be.
Dad said if you sign the divorce papers without making a fuss, he'll make sure you're financially supported for a while, so you won't be left high and dry after living as a housewife all these years. He's still being kind, isn't he?
No. Divorce, and now Davis and you're cutting me off too? How did it come to this?
There's only one answer to that. You brought it on yourself. I still remember how everything turned upside down in an instant. One moment I was driving, trying to push through another exhausting day. The next, I was collapsing behind the wheel. The stress, the endless emotional strain from the suffocating family politics, the late stages of pregnancy, it all finally caught up to me. I woke up in the sterile white walls of a hospital room, disoriented, overwhelmed by the quiet beeping of monitors, the distant echoes of medical staff. But amidst the chaos of that moment, a miracle arrived. While I was still in the hospital, contractions began without warning. Everything happened so quickly. Before I could even fully process what was going on, my son was born into the world. A healthy, crying, perfect little boy. In that moment, everything else seemed to fade away. All the bitterness, the betrayals, the relentless pressures of dealing with my in-laws, none of it mattered. He was here, he was safe, and despite everything, both of us were healthy. That alone felt like the universe was giving me a second chance. When I was finally discharged, I expected to return to the old house near my husband's family home, the same suffocating space filled with ghosts of arguments and unwanted meddling. But instead, I was greeted with something completely unexpected. The address they took me to was in a completely different city, about an hour away from my husband's old family house. It was a fresh start, a brand new apartment, untouched by the poisonous memories of the past, a place where I could finally breathe. I later learned that during my hospitalization, while I was unconscious and helpless, everything had reached its conclusion. My husband and his father had made the decision I had quietly prayed for, but never dared hope would actually happen. They severed all ties with my mother-in-law. The woman who had made my life a living hell for so long, who constantly belittled me, controlled me, inserted herself into every aspect of our marriage, our finances, even my pregnancy, was finally gone. Apparently, my father-in-law had officially divorced her while I was still in the hospital. There were no dramatic scenes, no desperate pleas for reconciliation. It was cold, decisive, absolute. She was stripped of her title, her position, her influence. Worse yet, both of her children, my husband and his sister, turned their backs on her. They declared they wanted nothing more to do with her. She was cut off entirely. The humiliation was public. Neighbors whispered about her downfall. Old acquaintances avoided her gaze. The woman who used to hold court in the family home, who thrived on controlling others, found herself completely alone. And the cruelest twist? The grandchild she had once pretended to look forward to meeting, the grandchild she bragged about to her friends, even as she scorned me, she would never lay eyes on him. She wasn't even given a photo. It was as if she had been erased from our family tree, her existence nothing more than a bad memory we all desperately wanted to forget. From what I heard, she tried to cling to the few distant relatives she had left, but none of them wanted anything to do with her. Years of arrogance, of lording over others, of treating people like pawns, those bridges were long burned. She had nowhere to go. In the end, she moved into a cramped, suffocating one-room apartment in a run-down part of town. Gone were the fancy kitchens, the designer furniture, the manicured gardens she once obsessed over. Her world was reduced to 4 walls and a stained futon. The lavish lifestyle she had once clung to like a badge of superiority had vanished. Now she lived hand to mouth, barely scraping by on the wages of a part-time job she had no choice but to take at a local supermarket. And even there, the humiliation followed her. Customers whispered, coworkers pitied her. She, who once looked down on people like them, was now among them, lower than them perhaps, for she had fallen from a greater height. It was said that at night she lay alone in that dingy apartment, drowning in regret. She would weep silently into her pillow, haunted by the echoes of a family that no longer existed. There was no one left to lean on, no friends, no children, no spouse. She had gambled everything on control, on status, on pride, and lost. Sometimes I wondered if she deserved even that tiny shred of sympathy. A part of me, the part that had once cried endless nights under her tyranny, felt satisfied knowing that justice had finally been served. But another part of me, perhaps the mother I had become, felt a hollow ache when I thought of her. No one, no matter how cruel, deserved such an empty, loveless ending. But life has a way of balancing the scales. While she was facing her solitary, bitter twilight years, I found myself surrounded by warmth. My husband, once suffocated by the oppressive influence of his mother, had changed. The weight of her manipulation lifted, and he became a different man. Gentler, more attentive, more willing to stand by me as an equal, not as someone trying to balance between his wife and his domineering mother. He finally saw me as his true family, the one he vowed to protect. Even his sister, once a passive bystander in their mother's games, found the courage to break free. She moved into an apartment nearby. We weren't exactly best friends, but the old tension between us had dissolved. We were mothers now, both of us, and perhaps that was enough common ground to rebuild something healthier. My father-in-law, freed from a lifetime of emotional abuse, seemed to rediscover himself. He visited often, bringing fresh vegetables, little toys for his grandson. I saw in him a man trying to make up for lost time, for the years he had been a silent accomplice to his wife's cruelty. He apologized often, sometimes too much, but I understood. We were all healing in our own ways. Our new life wasn't luxurious, it wasn't perfect, but it was ours. There were no more surprise visits from the in-laws barging in without notice, no more lectures about how I wasn't raising my son correctly, no more cruel remarks about my cooking, my cleaning, my appearance. I could finally decorate our home the way I wanted. I could cook meals that made us happy, not meals that met some impossible standard set by a bitter old woman. Every night I tucked my son into his crib in a room that felt like a sanctuary, not like a prison. And I would whisper to him about the future, our future, one built not on control, not on appearances, but on love, respect, and honesty. Sometimes I still had nightmares, visions of my mother-in-law barging into our peaceful life, trying to reclaim what she believed was hers. But then I would wake up to the soft breathing of my son, the gentle touch of my husband's hand in mine, and I knew I was safe. She couldn't hurt us anymore. Her kingdom of lies had crumbled, and in its place, we built something real. Even now, when I hear rumors of her pitiful existence, I feel nothing. Not pity, not satisfaction, just emptiness. She was a chapter we had closed, a ghost of a past life I no longer recognized. Perhaps that was the greatest revenge of all. Not that she was left alone, but that we were no longer even needing to think of her. She had made herself irrelevant. The memory of that day, the day everything changed, still haunts me. I had been so exhausted, so physically and emotionally drained by the constant battles and stress, that my body had finally rebelled. I collapsed behind the wheel while driving, a mixture of fatigue and the overwhelming emotional toll that had been building up over the years. Everything felt like too much. My pregnancy, which had been fraught with tension and the strain of familial expectations, became the final breaking point. And thank God that was the case. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.